Hey, what's going on, music maker family? This is Strat from Strategic Audio, back with another quick breakdown of one of the samples from my new free loop kit called Real Connections. Of course, there's a link in the description down below if you want to get it after you hear the quality that I'm bringing with this one. Now, if you made it here, that means you heard the sample preview and you got interested, or at the very least curious. So before we move on, if you can, I'd really appreciate it if you dropped a like and subscribe to the channel, because it really helps. It helps me make more music and make more content. It really just helps boost the channel. Now, in terms of the genre, this sample is again right up my alley. It's smack dab in the middle of that classic retro vintage soul realm, and it has a positive and emotional feel to it. Alright, so I'm playing in C minor and the BPM is 84, and of course, you know, I started off with the piano as I usually do, and it goes a little something like this. Now, in my humble opinion, one of the most important elements in music is emotion. See, the way I played this progression with the ascending chords, it sets the tone for an expectant and uplifting feel. And the use of seventh chords in the progression, well, they really add an extra bit of sweetness and helps it to stay authentic to the genre. So, quick disclaimer here, my effects are usually quite minimal. In my opinion, there's no need to do anything too crazy in this genre. The music should feel natural, organic, and made with live instrumentation. So for this piano part, I used a simple EQ from Waves, Cymatic's Origin to give it that retro texture. This free plate reverb from Black Rooster Audio has a nice vibe to it. And the basic LA3A compressor from Waves. This same minimal approach is applied to all the other instruments really, so there's really no need for me to keep repeating myself. Alright, let's move on to the bass. So for this, I used the surprisingly good sound font. Yes, the sound font, don't underestimate them, I say that all the time. So yes, I used a surprisingly good sound font, and all I did really was just follow the root notes of the chords and added some extra notes just to add some flair and make it seem a little bit more like a real bass player was playing the part. Next up is a vocal, and you know you gotta have some sort of vocal texture. And I made this vocal in Arturia's Augmented Voices. It's really just an emulation of a gospel choir, and by that I mean it sounds like something you would hear a gospel choir delivering kind of in the background of your tracks. For the next instrument, I went with violin, and again I used the very well done sound font, don't underestimate them. I added just the perfect amount of reverb and played it in 2 octaves, and I used the same ascending pattern as the piano chord progression, but I played mainly the 7th notes of the scale. Next up is a simple live guitar melody that I plucked out and ran it through this free amp from Blue Cat. Sounds pretty amazing to me. And for the final melodic part of the composition, I added a layer of ensemble strings just to kind of thicken up the violin part a bit. If you made it this far, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, sincerely. A like and a subscribe once again would be very supportive. Now, let's hear the full composition along with some drums that I added in, just to hear how it would sound with some drums. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you like this sample and you like this style of sample, check out the Real Connections loop kit. It's a free loop kit. It's a link below. You get this sample plus 7 more quality soul samples, each original, each unique. All of them have that retro soul vibe, and they all come with the stems. So enjoy, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.